In many games, there's characters that spring to mind when I say, the one dickheads play. You know what you're doing when you play them. Win or lose, someone's getting mad, and that's what really matters. The general problem with those characters, though, is flavor. This is Sin. It's a giant flying whale monster in Final Fantasy X that's rampaging and destroying the world. It's also your dad. More to the point, it sustains the ancient city of Zanarkand in dream form, the real city having fallen to ruins ages ago. Sin, among others, is translated into a card excellently in the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set. You plop Sin down, it makes a copy of something dead from your graveyard. The character and gameplay are married together. Very flavorful. Chef's kiss. Now let's take two asshats. For instance, Techies in Dota and Yasuo in League. Yasuo is a disgraced wandering samurai with wind powers, and Techies is three, the third one's in the barrel, dumbass goblins that love making explosives. They are flavorful for who they are and what they do. Yasuo dashes around with a sword, and Techies makes active Cambodian minefields look like a joke. Both of these usually played by mankind's worst representatives, and each of their kits allow them to increase the average misery in any given match. That's just emergent gameplay stemming from their designs. The characters themselves aren't assholes. If only there was a character designed as an asshole, acts like an asshole, to be played by assholes. Enter the Lash. In Deadlock, many interesting characters fight in a giant occult ritual to summon a demonic patron and be granted a wish. None more fit for our purpose than Lash. So who is he? Jacob Lash is an asshole. That's it. That's his entire lore page. He's also an airship dock worker and a pit fighter, which is all reflected in his design and abilities, but I'm pretty sure they created him from the ground up to be the asshole of all time. First off, the voice work and writing, top notch. Here's an interaction from the beginning of a game where everyone is zipping out to their lanes.
You should be kinder to people, Lash.
The Lash rejects the premise of your argument.
I'm not making an argument. I'm asking you to be nicer.
Kelvin, were you there when I broke someone's left arm because they were right-handed? Or when I pointed out that a woman's baby looked stupid wearing a headband bow? The Lash needs to be nicer? No, the Lash is a humanitarian through and through.
Every single line oozes with character. You instantly know who Lash is before creeps even meet. Plus, look at what he's wearing. Pants with holes in them, brass knuckles literally with his name on them, and he sparkles? If that's not an asshole, I don't know what is. So what does he do? Deadlock departs from the classic MOBA camera and combines elements from hero shooters to create what should be an abomination of nature, but instead is actually a very fun and fast-paced game, with the Lash taking advantage of this 3D space the best of any character. His kit revolves around aerial mobility and gains burst potential from his first skill, which scales in damage from the height you dive kick. It feels good to hit these. Oh, right. Yeah, there's a bug where if you hit a ledge, it doesn't deal any damage. His second ability complements his game plan perfectly. It's a grapple that sends you flying into the air, useful for repositioning, escapes, and chasing down juicy low HP targets. The third is less flashy but a great all-rounder. Lash flogs everything in a cone in front of him while lifestealing. It's an excellent poke for laning and is a way of dealing consistent damage. Then we have the ultimate. Death Slam. If there was one thing that infuriates any player in any game, I'd argue that's being hooked and gangbanged. Well, the Lash can grab an entire team. You latch everyone in an AoE under you and fling them across the universe into your team's combo, or just straight down into a dive kick finish. Look at this Vindicta. She's probably having fun flying in the air. Think she's having fun now? It needs good positioning as people can round corners or go indoors to dodge the yoink, and its range is limited if not looking down. So how does he play? Genuinely, some of the most fun I've had in video games. The way a match plays out is usually slow at the start since Lash's laning is lacking and he does need to scale a bit. Once you have some key items online, oh man, you're about to make the world a worse place. You're in the air most of the time, so it's hard to track and shoot you. With great mobility to boot, you can be in almost any lane at any time. Pick an opportune moment to strike, deal some damage, then back to being evasive in the sky to get your cooldowns. In general, you'll initiate fights, but not spend too much time on the ground brawling as you are burst heavy. All while Death Slam keeps Lash relevant the entire game and a great source of pain for the enemy team. In essence, Lash's entire game plan revolves around being the biggest asshole you can be. It's a constant game of deciding whose day to ruin, and everything you do is so fucking annoying. It's beautiful. I understand that everything in Deadlock is subject to change, but I would still play Lash even if he were the worst character. In a game with such a high skill ceiling, he's also enjoyable and satisfying to learn. Anyone telling you he's brain dead easy has a dent in their head, probably from the dive kicks. I can't sing Valve's praises enough. They nailed down the most irritating things to play against in the character and distilled it into Lash. He fits the criteria perfectly. Character and gameplay are intertwined, and yet underneath that bravado there's something hidden. Everyone in the ritual is fighting for a wish. So what is Lash's? We can't be sure, but the patrons know, with one even saying,
You cultivate an image, Lash, but I alone know who you truly are.
This doesn't necessarily mean much, but could be a hint to Lash's true nature. He does in fact donate 3% of his winnings to Lash Back, his charity for kids who kinda suck. I can't say with this straight. An idea is that because of Lash's bitter rivalry with Bebop, they have countless voice lines taunting each other, it might have to do with him. Their hatred stems from the pit fights, where they have an even record against each other. Bebop himself is a pain in the ass to play against too, but the character is a nice guy who lives in the scrapyard and listens to jazz. He's only fighting in the ritual because his creator, Miss Shelley, is sick. Why she made him with a giant death laser is beyond me, but I guess the game is set in New York. So Lash's wish could just be the one thing to hang over his archenemy's head forever, to cure Miss Shelley's illness. It would be the ultimate dick move. So regardless of who or what you're playing, let the Lash serve as a reminder. If you do decide to pick up the heavy mantle of being an asshole, remember to have a heart of gold, because otherwise, you're just a cunt.